Welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. We're going to look at a beer that was picked up for me by my good buddy Randwolf. Thank you very much, Randwolf. This is Farnham Ales and Lagers, Farnham 128. So Farnham 128 is a 128 IBU, of course, because their number corresponds to their IBUs. But 128 IBU American Double IPA at 7% alcohol. Oh, there is actually a date code on this. So this is old as sin. It's about a year old. He bought it. I'll have to review it. This is the thing. He was in Montebello at a music festival at the Amnesia Rock Fest, and he found a store that had a whole bunch of beers, and he sent me pictures of them and said, "What do you want to try?" And I asked him for these. Now, the plus side is that all of their cans, no matter the style and ABV, are all the same price. This is a $2.99 can. But, it is either mattering if they date code, because this is the thing with, oh wait, is that a 16 or a 17? I mean a 15. Oh, that's a 15, I'm pretty damn sure. 1 second. Grab my extra flashlight here for my blind eyes. Yeah, it's a 15. So mattering if they do this the European way or the North American way. Quebec kind of does a lot of things European way. It's either the 7th day of February 2015 or the 2nd day of July 2015. And yeah, I'm worried. Their other cans didn't really have a canning date. I checked all of them. It's okay, so lots of bits floating, lots of bits, but at 128 IBU, like that's all bits floating in there, guys. That's all hop particles or that's either hop particles or protein globules, and I'm hoping it's hop particles. It kind of looks more hop particle-y than a protein globule, but that's kind of gross. That's going to get stuck between my teeth. Head is bright white, little tiny snap crackle pop. The beer is a golden color. So many particles floating in there, so many fucking particles. That it's actually hazy just because of the particles. This is actually lighter than the regular IPA that they have. Yeah. I guess it's going to be time to sniff it, eh? Sniff test. Okay. Syrupy sweetness and a lot of hoppy resin. It basically smells like just standard hops. By that I mean stuff like Warrior, like just standard bittering hops that were taken as pellets even, and squashed up in your hands and then dropped in the beer, or just rubbed around in your hands, and you got the whiff on your hands, and it smells almost vegetation, like very green. And I know I said pellets and not leaf, because leaf would be so much more resiny notes to it and all that. This just smells like hops that like hop oil on your hands. Okay, let's try it. That's so gross looking. Cheers. Now the thing here is, this is weird because this reminds me a lot of when I did Mad Tom and then twice as Mad Tom. the biggest IPA fan. For those of you that know me, there are a lot of IPAs I love, but they have to have the proper hop profiles for me, and they have to be well balanced. This isn't the hop profile I like. Even the bitterness on the background tells me that even fresh, it probably wasn't the hop profile that I personally enjoy. All that being said, I like the double IPA version, the American double, better than the regular American. Only like 1% difference ABV wise. This is 7, where that one was 6, I believe, maybe even 6.5. But that one was in the 60s for IBU. This one's 128. I actually think this is exactly double. I think the other one was 64. I probably actually have the can over there still that I could go and check, but then I have to get up. The sweetness is there. Not quite as syrupy, but still a syrupy sweetness, and whether or not it's really not quite as syrupy or the hops just overtake it, I'm not 100% sure. Lots of hops on the background though. Leafy, bitter, slightly piney. Not anything, again, that I personally like, but even at 128 IBU, they don't take over the back of the throat. They're not really resiny and just sit on the back of the throat. They're there flavor-wise, but they don't just sit in the finish. There's a little bit of like pine needle bitterness on the finish, almost like a Buckley's. But other than that, it's not nearly as resiny or overpowering as I thought it would be on the back end. All in all, I could actually drink this beer. I could actually drink this beer and enjoy it. Especially at $3 a can. I mean, I don't love it in any way, shape, or form, and I never would, but I could actually enjoy it. Out of 10 on it? You know what? Probably a 6. It's drinkable for me. It's 7% alcohol. It's 128 IBU. It doesn't build on the back of your palate, but it lets you know you're drinking a harsh IBU beer. And it doesn't taste overly syrupy, and it doesn't taste overly unbalanced. And I mean, that's all I could want from this beer. I actually was expecting much worse. So thank you, Randy, for picking it up. Thank you, Farnham, for making it. And thank you for the little store in Montebello for having it, even if it's a year old. How did you sit on this for a year? Like, is Montebello's craft beer industry just that small that they just don't care at all? It worries me about some of the other beers I've had. Anyway, guys, thank you. Bye.